Okay, so I know a lot of you have been having trouble with the HTML Basics module that we're working on. So I thought I'd come in and do a quick tutorial for you. So let's get that started. Let's go on the Schoology site, log into that, and go to Module 2, your HTML Basics. And let's just go and start with Lesson 1, the Basic HTML. So when you get to this site right here, what you need to do is you can either view the PowerPoint right here by clicking that like I've showed you how to do, and have that open in the other window and go back and forth between the two windows, or you can click it to download it, which I've already done, and have it separately over here. If you decide to do that, then it may be a little easier for you because you can make the screen smaller. And let's just see here. I can make both my screens smaller. And have them side by side like this. And that way it makes it a little easier to see what I'm doing. Okay? So let's look over here at the PowerPoint. And on the PowerPoint, when you're going through it, we went through this in class, so I'm not going to sit here and read off each one of these slides. Basically, we're going to go in and we're going to start with our first HTML file. To do this, you're going to need to open up Notepad. So that's in your Start menu. You'll see Notepad. You can click on that. It'll open it up. So I'm going to make it smaller so it'll fit over here on this side of the screen, just like so. Alright, so then if we're looking through our module lesson, the sixth one starts off the coding that we're going to need to be doing. So if you look down through here at it, it shows this code that we're going to need to start over here. So you would just start off by typing that in over here. So we're going to type that in. Just like it is. Alright, and don't forget to close your tags. Alright, we've got to close our header tag. And then start our body tag. Okay, and then you'll notice the words that are over here in the body tag. That all needs to be placed into here too. Just to save time, I'm going to just copy that over here. You have to watch doing that because sometimes when you do it, it doesn't copy properly and can mess up your formatting in your web page. But for now, to save time for the video, I'm going to do it like this. And then we're going to close our HTML tags. Alright, so you should have something that looks similar to this right here for now. And so then we're going to look over here and see what it says that we need to do next. So it says that we need to save the code we just created as tags.html. I noticed that some of you didn't save in this format, so I want to make sure that you do save in this format because that way it can be opened in your web browser to check to see what it looks like and to make sure you're doing it correctly. So to do that, we're just going to go up here to File and go to Save, and then we're just going to type in tags.html, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to hit Save. It's prompting me because I had a file there already that I'd created like that. So then what I can do from there is I can actually, here's the file on my desktop right here. Let's see. Here's the file on my desktop right here. So I'm just going to double click on that. And when I do that, you can see it opens up in the web browser, and this is all what it looks like right now in the web browser. It's not very fancy or pretty, it's just pretty plain, but it's just giving us an example of what it would look like. So I'm going to close that back out, and I'm going to go back to my Notepad document over here that we're creating and go to the next slide. And then it also gives you a picture there, so you can see it looks the same. So let's just go over here. Now it is, just giving you some prompts on, how you bold your text, how you would italicize it or underline it or change the text color. So we read over this in class. I'm not going to go over it again. You're welcome to go back through the PowerPoint and read it yourselves. It also shows you here how using the H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 tags make your text larger to smaller, so you can use that when you're creating titles and such. And then how to create a break on your page. This is all stuff that you should have already read and gone through. Breaks versus paragraphs, so I'm not going to go through all this. I'm just going to go down here to where the lesson review is and the practice HTML. So the practice HTML is what we're going to do now to finish up this one right here. It says to create the following changes in your tags and attributes web page, and so it says to add the text tags and attributes at the beginning. Let me just get this where we can try to see it a little better. Just a second here, and we'll close that side view right there. Alright, there we go. Now we can see that a little better. So it says to add the text, tags, and attributes at the beginning of the body. So this is the beginning of the body, so we're just going to go down here and we are going to add the text, tags, and attributes at the beginning. Alright, and then it says to make the tags and attributes displayed as H1 in size. So to do that, we're just going to simply put our H1 tag, and then we're going to close that H1 tag. Alright, the next step says to make it display in bolded text. So if you recall, bolded text is just a B for bolded, so we have to, if we open it, we have to close it. So let's do that right there. And then it wants us to underline it. So we're going to come back over here again, underline as U, and we're going to close that one as well. Alright, then it says to make the rest of the document display as H4 in size. Okay, so to do that, we're just going to go right here and do our H4, and we're going to close our H4. And I'm just basically cleaning this up a little bit here. It also says that we need to italicize all the words that are in all caps, and it gives you a hint that there's 5 words in all caps, so you know that that's what you're going to be italicizing, is those 5 words. So here's the first one right here. So let's do that, and I is for italicize. So let's open that and close it. And let's see, our next one is right here. So let's do that one as well. Let's see here, I. Okay, and then the next one. So basically you're just going to go through here and find all 5 of these and make sure that you open and close the tags on them. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that that count is 5 there, so I'm just going to clean this up a little better here so I can tell where my paragraphs begin and end for me. Alright, so yes, I do have word wrap on, so okay. Alright, and this is just a personal thing for me. I like it to where it's easier for me to read like this, so that's the reason I'm going back in and cleaning it up like this. Okay, so the last thing says is to add a comment for your name and the date. So basically, to do that, if you had followed the directions up here, it showed you how to do comments. It says this right here is an example of a comment. When you do a comment, they only show up in the coding, they do not show up on the website. So basically, I'm going to put that over here, and where it says this is an example of a comment, I'm going to do what the directions said, put my name and the date. Alright, so once I have that there, the only other step that we missed, I think, through here was putting those in paragraph. So let's see. Let's just do that real quick. And this one. Okay. So then once I do that, I can just go back up here and save again. And when I do that, you should be able to see the changes. So let's put that down and open this back up here. And your file should look very similar to this right here. This should be a larger header, this smaller, these should be italicized, and you should have your spacing and everything like this. So this is basically what your file should look like when you view it. So that is that assignment, and you can just go over here at that point and put it in the Dropbox to send it to me. So I hope that helps, and if you have any other questions, just